Are you joking? Where did they find these guys? I read 12 books in the month of May. Let's go through them. As you can see, I actually read most of them on my Kindle or audiobook, but I do have 1041 as a physical copy. May was not an easy month for me. I had a lot of goals, which, again, I don't think should be a thing. And another thing is, I got sick very mildly, but still, it had been a while since I've gotten sick. And then we went on a little staycation. So obviously, I couldn't stick to my goals. I did give myself a hard time, which I shouldn't have, but I did end up reading things for fun. I didn't stick to my TBR, but that's okay. Last month, I started using my TBR cards and I chose 5 books off of there. I read 3 of my choices. So later in this video, we'll replace those 3 with 3 new ones. The other 2 are going to stick to my TBR and we'll try and get through them this month. One of my first TBR picks was Darkmoor Penitentiary. So I started with book 1. I was pleasantly surprised, honestly, because if you know me at all, you know that Zodiac Academy is a topic that I do like to discuss. It's very hit or miss and it's not for everyone, but if you're not expecting too much, it's definitely a very, very good time. The writing is not good. Okay, the writing is not good. It's fun. It's definitely a great time. So Darkmoor Penitentiary didn't disappoint. I was a bit scared, but it definitely didn't disappoint. I rated it 4 stars. I actually really enjoyed it. It was so funny. There's this one character, Sin Wilder. Definitely, if you're gonna read this, you're gonna read this for this guy because he's hilarious. It is the same universe as Zodiac Academy, but they're in prison in Darkmoor Penitentiary, so you've kind of got like a prison break type of vibe. So it's definitely more gripping. I would say it is a better time than Zodiac Academy, which caught me by surprise. So yes, definitely I recommend this one. I kept going with book 2, even though I did not think I would. I thought I would just read book 1 and then leave it, but I was just having such a fun time that I kept going with book 2. I also rated it 4 stars, really liked it. It's also because book 1 ends on a cliffhanger, which doesn't happen too much in Zodiac Academy, but this was, yeah, I mean, I wanted to know what happens. So yes, absolutely, I would definitely recommend this one, also just as funny. Then I braved something that I've been very scared to for a while. It was also one of my TBR picks. It was Mistborn. Wasn't easy to get into, but it was definitely worth it. Honestly, I haven't read a fantasy in a long time, especially something this good. Highly recommend it. I'm not going to read book 2 just yet. I rated it 4.5 stars. Even though it kind of ends on a cliffhanger, I'm not going to read book 2 just yet. I might wait for a friend to read book 1 and then we can continue with the series together. But definitely, it's worth the hype. It's very good and I'm excited to know what happens. I then braved this. Look, I was warned about this. David is a very good friend. He is extremely funny. I honestly, I bought his book for support, and it's definitely not something that's in my comfort zone. This is very gory and graphic. Um, and yes, I mean, I couldn't keep a poker face reading it because it was very graphic. But honestly, I want to read the next one. I really enjoyed this. It was so nice getting out of my comfort zone. I honestly super, super enjoyed this. I rated it 4 stars. Honestly, genuinely, yes, definitely try this. If you're up for the gore. And I mean, it is short, so I mean, suck it up, you know? Suck it up. Yes, absolutely. And it was also one of my TBR picks. So see, I started strong. I started strong with the TBR picks. Like I did stick to them. But then because the other few were physical books and I got sick and I couldn't focus in all of that, I couldn't, you know, and I'm terrified that my physical TBR is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger again. Because if you do know me, you know that I've kind of finished it. I did order the sequel to The Rose Bargain because the same edition had just come out from Lidroy Crate and it hasn't arrived yet. But I got, like, I just got ahead of myself and I read it anyway. I read it anyway. I did the audiobook and the Kindle. Rose Bargain for me was a 5 star. I loved it. I loved it so much. It caught me by surprise. This didn't really hit. It didn't really hit. I rated it 3 stars. It's still okay. Would I recommend it? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. Just I don't know. It kind of disappointed me. It wasn't good. Maybe it was in comparison, or maybe I had high expectations because I really loved the Rose Bargain. But then maybe that's a lesson. Maybe that's a lesson for me that I shouldn't read a book from a series and then wait for the next book to come out. I should just read them all together. You know what I mean? Because then your expectations just build up. And we went on a staycation and I had my book with me. I had this one, which is Loss of My Life by Ella Louise, also a friend. I'm so excited to read this, but I just wasn't in the right headspace. You know, like you're a bit sick, you go on vacation or staycation, and it was just not, I couldn't just sit and focus. I couldn't. So I read Her Saint. I asked for a recommendation from a friend, something that's like kind of like a easy dark romance. I wouldn't really recommend it. It was fine. Typical dark romance. It was okay. I rated it 2 stars. No, I wouldn't recommend it. Then Fever Dream came out. I'm not that type of girly, especially when it comes to cowboy romances, reading a book as soon as it comes out. But I was intrigued. And I'm like, you know what? We're riding this train. We're on staycation. Let's do it. It was good. You know that I'll say this about Elsie Silver. I love that first of all she sticks to what she knows, but also she adds a spin that's different, right? Like it's not just a romance or a general like very normal setting that you see all the time. Like this was so fun because the main character, the male main character, is actually trying to save his family ranch. So for money, he accepts to go on a dating show or to host a dating show where he is the bachelor in his ranch, and the FMC is the location manager, who is actually Theo Silva's sister from, is it Rose Hill? I think it's Rose Hill. But anyway, the MMC is Emmett. It is very fun. I really enjoyed it. Is it the best? No. But is it genuine? Yes. I feel like I don't know Elsie Silver, obviously, but it felt like she put more of herself in it. So I really enjoyed that. It's definitely a 4 star. I would recommend it. It was super fun, very light, exactly what I needed at that time. Then I had to read our book club pick, which was Remarkably Bright Creatures. Listen, I'm going to jump ahead and tell you we had a great discussion about this book. I'm very happy I read it. I'm very happy that we were able to fully get into a nice there were nice topics in there, you know, like grief, loneliness, how we cope with them. It was honestly, it was a very nice conversation and a very nice discussion. So I will say that. The book, however, I genuinely thought it was going to be about an octopus. I thought we were going to learn more about the octopus. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy reading it. It felt like it took me 7 years to finish it. I would still kind of recommend it. I would say maybe kind of to know what to expect. Maybe think of it as a YA book that discusses heavy topics, but in a lighter way. You know, so I rated it 3 stars. It's good. The movie was better. I never say that. The movie was better. I enjoyed it. I picked things back up. We picked up Darkmoor Penitentiary again, book 3. It wasn't as good, but it was still pretty good. So I rated it 3 stars. It was good. I felt like it dragged a little bit, but it was still really, really funny. So yeah, yes. And finally, before I talk about the last 3 books that I read, I should say when I did get sick, I stopped reading for around a week or two. I binge watched Off Campus, and I loved it. I had so much fun. One thing I hadn't watched was Heated Rivalry. So I was like, let me read the books. Let me read the books and I will watch it. I read Game Changer, Heated Rivalry, and Tough Guy. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat. Game Changer was a 3 star. Heated Rivalry, 4.5. Tough Guy, 2. Okay, so I would say maybe, yes, no. And here I say like maybe yes, you know? So to tell you a bit more about them, Game Changer was very wholesome. I understand why in the TV series they didn't give it its entire season. It doesn't make sense. There isn't enough substance, but it's a very good way to dive in. It was wholesome. It was a nice story. I feel like a lot of people could relate to it. It was nice. It was a nice time. It was a nice time. It's a you deal a lot with one of the guys being closeted, and it's a very nice way to navigate this situation. So I did enjoy it. I would say maybe yes. Heated Rivalry. Look, at first it pissed me off. I'm like, I don't want this they kiss in the first scene. No. But no, I really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed this one. It was a proper rivalry. The characters are so easy to just enjoy. And honestly, when you compare it to the TV series, are you joking? Where did they find these guys? It's perfect. Perfection. I really enjoyed it. Really, really, really enjoyed it. Again, this is a series that is mainly colorful and it's MM. So if this isn't for you, please just disregard everything that I've said. But if you don't mind, and if you do like to explore that, and if you just love, definitely explore the series, because also in terms of TV adaptation, book to TV, perfection. Yes, I love it. Tough Guy, however, was not my favorite. I do want to touch on the fact that I even forgot the guy's name. What was his name? There was Fabian and Ryan. Ryan. So Ryan deals with anxiety. Okay, he's definitely a very anxious person, and he's dealing with that. But the way he reads, if I don't want to say something wrong, but he reads like someone that's on the spectrum, and I feel like this would have been such a good opportunity. But again, that's not the story, so I don't know. But I don't know. I didn't love the story. It wasn't really my cup of tea. I didn't hate it, but I'd say no. 2 stars. So there you have it. That's what I've read in May. I do want to touch on the TBR for April, which we are not going to stress about. So I still have these I need to read that were from the TBR cards or on my physical TBR. I also have Murder on the Orient Express that I'm reading for a book club, and I need to read that soon, like yesterday. But I do want to add 2 books from the cards. So I'm going to do that now. The first book you see on TikTok. Oh, yo, yo. I'm scared. You guys better not disappoint. That's not a book. Off campus. We've read that. It's all off campus, guys. Off campus. Okay, I'm moving to the people I follow off campus. Nope, not a book. Not a book. Jesus, nobody reading books? Okay, Paula. A love letter to whiskey. Paula, this better be good. Okay, that's gonna be on the TBR. That's the first one. Let's okay, next. A book by an author you've read before. I'm gonna do Rachel Reed because I want to read The Long Game. That's happening. Okay, we're doing The Long Game. That's fine. I'm not gonna lie, I did feel a lot of pressure this month, just trying to read everything I said I would read. But again, like it's a luxury and it's a beautiful hobby, and I don't want to feel that way. So I'm just gonna read what I want, and I'll stick to the cards to just add new things to my TBR, which is fun. But anyway, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you want more daily updates and daily content. I would love to interact with you, get to know you, engage with you, and follow you. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're reading. Have a great month and happy reading.